Hello everyone, and let's talk about a case study of a national financial association that successfully integrated generative AI and overcame resistance and challenges to learning among its staff, its volunteers, and its members, especially staff and volunteers. Now, as an association leader, you know that associations face a lot of pressure to modernize while preserving the human element. That's why people lead the way in associations, even though generative AI, other technology, is quite obviously being integrated widely in associations. Generative AI does offer transformative potential for both efficiency and effectiveness, meaning efficiency, getting things done with lower resources, the same things done, and effectiveness, meaning using the same resources to get the same things, to get outcomes done better. And ideally, you'd have both. You'd use less resources to get more done. So generative AI offers a promise of getting more done with less. Now, the challenges include staff resistance from fears about job displacement. Of course, volunteers have some concerns about job displacement in their primary jobs and their volunteer positions. Members broadly have concerns about ethics, data privacy, and specifically the financial association. Now, the financial industry has a lot of concerns about regulatory impact on generative AI. Not so much a concern in the association environment, but it's important to understand that that's a part of a broader conversation in the financial industry, which shaped generative AI adoption in this financial association. So to help them through this generative AI adoption journey, the Financial Services Association hired me as a consultant due to my experience helping associations adopt generative AI. So what I told them and what they knew already, you might have seen my articles in associations now about this topic, is that generative AI is great for automating repetitive tasks and freeing up time for more strategic goals, the human touch, for association staff and volunteers. And those are the people who can most directly impact, of course. Members get benefits indirectly as well, and we can create some content to help educate members on generative AI as well. It enhances data analysis. That's great. Member engagement and communication to members. It helps members have more seamless digital and personalized interactions and reduces the workload for staff and volunteers. So what we did was we provided hands-on training through interactive workshops for staff and volunteers alike, showcasing the benefits of generative AI. Then we gamified the learning with quizzes and rewards that helped energize adoption, motivate people, so it's very important for them to feel motivated. We also had recognition programs with public acknowledgement, such as on leaderboards and in newsletters and in meetings. That helped boost morale and participation in generative AI learning and adoption. We also built communities of practice, such as monthly forums of staff and volunteers encouraging shared success and solutions. For example, we had virtual chapter meetings across chapters of leaders who wanted to attend, specifically devoted to generative AI adoption brainstorming strategies and problem-solving techniques. We had pilot programs, so the chapters that were most excited rolled out some pilot programs that built trust and helped refine tools before full adoption. The same thing happened with the communication department at the association, which was most excited about generative AI adoption. And we had open Q&A sessions with the executives of the associations to address fears and ensure alignment among staff in particular, definitely concerned about displacement. And it wasn't such a concern at this association. Well, the staff were more concerned about it, but the leaders were not intending to fire any staff who actually learned how to use generative AI effectively, because of the potential to get more members engaged and retain more members if staff could be redirected to the things that required human activities, which is more empathetic communication goals, personalized touches, and strategically navigating the benefits of generative AI for that engagement. So we had some early wins where we started with member survey analysis leading to understanding the needs of members. Then we targeted the generative AI tools, techniques that we taught in workshops to the most high ROI return on investment offerings. For example, we had automated membership renewals that were personalized, that saved 35% of staff time and We also had personalized AI-driven invites that increased attendance by 25%. And so that helped, that was more efficient, the first one, and the second one was more effective. Well, the first one was effective as well because it increased membership retention. I'll tell you about a case study with a chapter that used these techniques. So we'd use techniques like automated FAQ responses through a chatbot on their website that freed volunteers up for more event planning activities. We had streamlined registration, which improved member satisfaction, and through personalized reaching out to members to encourage them to renew their membership, as well as personalized event attendance invitations, we increased membership retention by 30% over 6 months, which is excellent. So 30% membership retention improvement over 6 months. That's great. And of course, that gives more funding for staff and for local chapters to do their activities. And that inspired wider adoption in other chapters as well, this success story, this pilot project. So overall, 85% and 73% of volunteers completed the generative AI training during that 6-month rollout. And we had ongoing forums that engaged 63% of volunteers across chapters. So 63% of volunteers chose to participate in them, which is great. So that success that we had hinged on a balance of education, incentive, and visible leadership support. And we also had clear efficiency gains. For example, administrative tasks by staff were completed 30% faster due to automation. Membership retention across the whole organization rose by 12% over 6 months, not 35, not 30% like that forward-oriented chapter that was more of a pilot project, but 12% is very, very, very high. You know, it would be great if your association had that increase in membership retention, right? And that was from the early stages of generative AI adoption during just the first rollout. I'm sure that will increase over time. Also, another benefit is that volunteer burnout went down by half as AI tools decreased workload pressures according to volunteer surveys. That's excellent. So, as you're thinking about adopting generative AI tools in your association, think about how to tailor training to diverse roles, from perhaps more tech-savvy staff to non-technical volunteers who are concerned about generative AI in their regular roles. For example, at financial industry, the broader conversations about regulatory pressure did not really apply to the association, but that was part of the mindset of the volunteers, and we had to overcome that during the training and Q&As. So you want to build trust with transparent feedback loops from the Q&As and so on, and collaborative policy decisions. Get feedback from staff and volunteers on what generative AI tools to adopt and how to use them in the association. Share those early wins widely to have more confidence and excitement across teams, like the success of the chapter, which was then spread out more broadly. Remember that generative AI, of course, is a great tool, but it's the people who drive meaningful change. So fostering on collaboration, transparency, and training can ensure sustainable adoption of generative AI. And associations truly can modernize their digital technology with generative AI while staying true to their core values and missions and people. If you have any questions, please email me at gleb@disasteravoidanceexperts.com. Again, that's gleb@disasteravoidanceexperts.com. And please subscribe to this channel wherever you checked out this video.